What we have loved, others will love, and we will teach them how. William Wordsworth. Hello everyone. To this video, I like to take you all to Tintern Abbey. This romantic age poem, Tintern Abbey, was written by William Wordsworth. William Wordsworth. He was born in Cumberland, England in 1770. In 1791, he got graduated from Cambridge University. He fell in love with young Frenchmen. He became friends with Samuel Taylor Coleridge. He became England's poet laureate in 1843. He was died in April of 1850 at the age of 80. About the poem, lines composed a few miles above Tintern Abbey was the full name of the poem. This poem was written with both the qualities of dramatic monologue and lyrical ballad. This poem is not written with a clear rhyme scheme, but rather the poet focused on meters. Throughout the poem can be found the pattern of iambic pentameter. Stanza 1, lines 1 to 8. In the beginning, the poet makes clear that he has written a place he has not been for 5 years or 5 summers, the bank of the River Wye in Derbyshire, England. The poet hears the sound of the water rolling down from the mountain springs, and he romanticized it as soft inland murmur. The cliffs around brings in thoughts of deep seclusion. The idea of finding peaceful seclusion in nature is unfamiliar to Wordsworth poetry. The whole environment unified in its peace and solitude, from the land to the sky and everything. Lines 9 to 18 in the first stanza. The poet says the day has come where he can once more repose or relax under a dark sycamore tree that is growing nearby. He is looking around at the fruit orchards, and they are filled with yet unripe fruits, and all leaves are composed of one green hood. These orchards are hint of what is to come. Change is always present, even though the land appears same as it did to the speaker 5 years ago. Nothing ever truly remains the same. There are others that live in the surrounding areas, and wreaths of smoke are visible rising from the forest floor. Lines 19 to 22 in the first stanza. The poet concludes, although he is not certain, that vagrant dwellers or hermits live out in the houseless woods. These homeless men sit alone in the woods, a state that the speaker envies. 9. The poet describes it as a landscape to a blind man's eye. The speaker has not completely forgotten it or been blinded to it. Oftentimes, quiet in lonely rooms in the middle of town, the memories have come to him. He gets comfort by revisit the landscape within his mind. It also gives pleasure in times of weariness and replaces his frustration with sensations sweet. These thoughts are even able to possess his purer mind and bring state of tranquil restoration. Lines 10 to 19 in the second stanza. The poet needs these thoughts to continue to help others in any way he can. They improve him as human being. They could contain the times in a man's life that he committed acts of kindness and of love. The poet says that he may have owed more to it than he has yet returned. It gave him a spiritual gift that he is never going to be able to return his blessed mood. It helped and helps to alleviate the weight of the world. Lines 20 to 28 in the second stanza. Nature is going to affect the speaker for the rest of his life and allow him to value the world he has found the spiritual peace when he is laid asleep. He is able through his living soul to find a harmony and experience a deep power of joy. The joy has allowed him to see deeper into life than others do because he is so deeply a part of the natural world. He can see into the life of things. Stanza 3. The poet says that he could have been steadfast in his belief, but ignorant of the fact that he was wrong. The poet depended on the memories of this wounded paradise on the River Wye. When he has been disturbed by the fever of the world, he is worshipful of this nature and contributes his peace and happiness to how it has changed him. Stanza 4, lines 1 to 8. The speaker is re-entering the headspace that he was once existing in. He hopes that from this visit he is able to gain life and food for future years. He thinks this trip will provide him memories that will sustain him in all the dull moments of life that are yet to come. He is re-nourishing his soul and inner paradise, which he will escape. Lines 9 to 18 in the 4th stanza. The poet remembered when he first visited this landscape and came among the hills. He was like a roe in how he bounded over the rises and falls. He crossed deep rivers and followed nature wherever it led him. He knew how important this place was going to be to him and fled into the hills in a futile attempt to completely escape from his own life. It was end all and beyond of his life. There was nothing of greater value or importance to the speaker. This is the state of mind he is once more seeking out. Lines 19 to 28 in the 4th stanza. The poet uses metaphors and romanticized language to paint a picture of the type of emotional and spiritual state he was in. The poet knew where they came from and was content to see the world as it was. He did not need fantasies or additions to the real world to make it more meaningful. He did not need a remote charm to entrance him. The speaker is aching for the time when nature was truly all that he needed. He remembers the joys and how it created in him dizzy rapture that time is sadly past. Lines 29 to 38 in the fourth stanza. The poet knows that other pleasures have followed and that he should not really mourn for the loss of the past. The poet is older now, wiser, and understands how important moments of peace are for a life lived amongst humanity. He has felt the power of God and nature as God in the world that surrounds him. The narrator can take the memory of this presence and carry it within him. Lines 39 to 48 in the fourth stanza. The poet told that the presence is like the light of setting sun and as powerful as the round ocean, air, and sky to the mind of a man. It is beyond comprehension and therefore unfading and undeterred by modernity. He still worships the meadows and the woods and is thrilled in all that we behold from this green earth. He describes how nature fuels everything in this world and how this world is entirely created by nature. The nature's tone is reverential, filled with deep emotion. The tone will continue through the remaining lines of a poem as the speaker delves deeper into why exactly the natural world is so meaningful to him. Lines 49 to 54 in the fourth stanza. He thrills in the language of his own senses and considers nature to be the guardian of his heart and the steadfast supporter of his purest thoughts. It has been to him a guide as well as a nurse. Finally, he states it is the soul of his morality, just as the children God helps determine what is right and wrong for many around the world. Nature serves this purpose for the narrator. Stanza 5, lines 1 to 10. At this point in the poem, the narration takes a turn as it becomes clear that there is someone else with the speaker. He calls her, "Thou my dearest friend." He listens to her as she speaks and feels the catch of his heart. He sees how he used to be and remembers his former pleasures as he looks into her wild eyes. Wordsworth is able, through only short glance, is able to see in her the person he once was. It also becomes completely clear at this time, if the reader was not yet convinced, that the speaker is Wordsworth himself. Lines 11 to 24 in the fifth stanza. In this tender moment, the poet directing his monologue to his sister Dorothy. They are very close and he wishes to share with her his adoration for nature. He is searching for a way to make his sister understand that placing your heart within the hands of nature is without risk. It cannot break your heart or shatter your faith. One will no longer be bothered by the dreary intercourse of daily life. There will truly be nothing with the ability to disturb one's peace. We will forever know that our life is full of blessings. Lines 25 to 36 in the fifth stanza. The poet wants to make sure His sister knows that she desires she should let the moon shine on her during her walks. She should feel the mountain winds on her skin and not resist them. The poet states that she will never forget this place and it will become a paradise for all sweet sounds and harmonies. When all of this happens, and if she was to fall into solitude, or fear, or pain, or grief hopefully, he implores, though, remember me and everything that was being said. Lines 37 to 44 in the fifth stanza. The poet says, I have died and moved somewhere where I no more can hear thy voice. Hopefully, she will not forget that we stood together on the banks of the Wye. In this place, Wordsworth says, should fill the future with even holier love. The speaker says that nature will create in the listener a far deeper zeal for the godness of life. Her sister will not be sun down my dreary normalcy. Lines 45 to 49 in the fifth stanza. The poet says he does not want his sister to ever forget what he has told her, nor what she herself has felt by the river. He wants her to remember how important she and the landscape around them are to him, and says that even though he has been gone from this place for so long, it is dear to him. It is valuable in its own right, and because it is giving the same gift it gave to him to her. I hope you would like this trip to Tintern Abbey. Thank you for watching and stay tuned with our channel.